Hi, I'm David Kama from Kama Jiu-Jitsu. So we were going to talk a little bit about some controversial issues that are coming up about um, elderly people getting black belts. So that's kind of where it came from. So we'll probably venture off a little bit off that. But so if you're an elderly person that starts at an old age, we'll say as a reference, 75 years old. Okay. Don't get me wrong. Don't think that I'm saying anything bad about, uh, 75 years is old or can do things or can't do things, whatever. Generally speaking, 75-year-old people, they have a diminished capacity from when they were younger. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So we use that as an example. So we often have elderly people who start jiu-jitsu late in their life, and they say, what's the possibility of me getting a black belt? And then, I think Ryan gave a example of a white belt we had that went to blue belt, earned his blue belt, and then he desired his purple belt, right? And it's a good question, totally valid. Kind of a implication, or some people were talking about it. Maybe do we have an older people standard? I don't, and this is kind of the reason why. If you're an older person and you earned a blue belt, you want to earn your blue belt. If you're a purple belt, you want to earn your purple belt. You want to be able to technically do it and have the physicality to do it. Some of the reasons why is like if you're give your blue belt, you fight like a blue belt. You technically know everything or pretty close to knowing everything as a blue belt. Not no blue belts know everything, but they're pretty close to knowing the majority of the blue belt, if not all. And they can physically move, and they know the moves, and they know what kind of moves they need to be a blue belt, right? To be purple belt, technically you need to know everything about purple belt, and you need to move like a purple belt, physically knowing where to put your hands and legs just to keep it at that level. Physically meaning that you can move your hands in the position you need to move. You can move your hips in the position you need to move your hips in the position that you need to move your hips in the position, right? So if you can do that, and you understand what you're doing, and you have relatively, what the timing is on all your moves, then you would make a purple belt. If you can't do that, then you're not purple belt. Just because you're an older person, a weaker person, or whatever, doesn't mean that you're a purple belt. I mean, technically, you don't have the knowledge to be a purple belt. Technically, you don't know where to put your hands and your feet. You don't move like a purple belt. Not necessarily that all purple belts move the same, but you don't technically know what to do as a purple belt. So you wouldn't be made a purple belt. I mean, just because you're older in age doesn't mean anything to me. It makes no sense to me to do that to somebody. I mean, and physically, really. To me, it's just I feel bad because if I gave the person a purple belt, then it would be assumed that person knows at the level of a purple belt, right? So if you went up against another 75-year-old person in another gym who was a purple belt, he would get destroyed, right? And he would say, well, you're a purple belt 75. He got his purple belt. Well, maybe the other 75-year-old got his purple belt when he was 20 years old. He earned his purple belt, and he never got to a higher level other than purple belt. And then he goes to fight a purple belt in another gym, and that guy just destroys him, and then kind of looks at him kind of funny. He says, "Who gave you purple belt? I mean, you don't even know. I mean, disregard all your physicality. If you're stronger or weaker or older or whatever, you don't even have the knowledge to be a purple belt. So why would they make you purple belt?" And if you want to take that even farther, if you use the old age theory or whatever theory you want to use, I make you black belt, right? Based on that theory. It says, well, you don't have the technical knowledge or to put your hands or anywhere just to get rid of the physicality. You don't even know where to put your hands or feet in there. So why would I make you black belt if you didn't even understand that? So yeah. So you wouldn't do that just because you beat other people. Say another gym makes somebody purple belt, and your blue belt, you beat that guy, and the other gym made you purple belt, and the other gym made the other guy purple belt, and I didn't make you purple belt. Well, I mean, if you technically are able to have the knowledge as a purple belt, then you should be a purple belt. Not the fact that you beat another person. I think we talked about somebody brought up an issue about John Jones, say hypothetically, if John Jones came in, just using him as an example, and John Jones knew nothing about jiu-jitsu, absolutely nothing about jiu-jitsu, and he beat everybody, destroyed everybody, and nobody can keep up with him, right? Would we make him a black belt in jiu-jitsu? No, because he doesn't know anything about jiu-jitsu, right? He'd be a black belt in kick-ass, I guess, or something, but he wouldn't be a black belt in jiu-jitsu. You wouldn't do that, right? So anyway, hope that clears things up a little bit. I like to lean toward people earning their belts, earning their degrees. If you want to go to like a scholastic issue, so I think you ought to earn it. I think it'd be a more cherished thing that you've earned. You've worked your butt off hard to get and attain. You've achieved a certain level, and if we adhere to those higher standards, that you have to achieve a certain level to. And I'm not saying that you have to be the best in the world. I'm saying you have to achieve the minimum level for this belt. It would be a more respected belt. You would be more respected as a blue belt. You'd be more respected as a purple belt. You'd be more respected as a brown belt. And if you are an older person and you have a blue belt and you fight like a blue belt and your knowledge is at a blue belt level, then I would think you would keep a blue belt, until you reach a purple belt level of knowledge. If you don't reach a purple belt level of knowledge, then you're a blue belt. You earned a blue belt at an older age, which is very, very extremely rare. I mean, enjoy the fact that you're probably I don't know what the percentage is, the top 1% of the world of the people in your age who started jiu-jitsu at your age. I mean, it's a great achievement. It's a wonderful achievement. And so anyway, enough on that. So subscribe, hit the like button, or share this video if you like it. Thanks a lot.